There was nothing to worry about, so we thought.
And it was nice and sunny, and we thought, where else could we lay out with, nothing on?
So don't be specific.
We were laying out there, and all of a sudden, this stinking drone flies right over us, and we're like, "What the?" I'm like getting like things and covering up Sutton. What's up, guys? Nate and Sutton back with another video, and today we are talking about our honeymoon. Honeymoon time. What you guys say about our honeymoon?
This is a happy video. I wish we were doing this closer to our honeymoon so we could remember like every little detail, but it's been 3 years, so we're gonna do our best.
Yeah.
But thankfully we did film it, so.
Yeah, we did film it, so this is going to be a little bit more of a story time sort of feel, but we got the footage for you.
PSA on the footage.
PSA. So yeah, obviously we're on our honeymoon. There's some shots of us in our bathing suits, and that's been a huge topic of conversation. A lot of questions that we get from you guys is our thoughts on modesty. So we thought, since this is a good time to bring it up, that our next video next week is going to be all about modesty. But just know that there's going to be some shots of us in our bathing suits. So if you can't control your thoughts, go ahead and leave this video right now. we try to shoot in a way though that's not revealing, and I'll choose the less revealing shots and stuff like that. But we thought that this would be a good time for this video because our wedding night video has kind of been like blowing up lately. So all you new people that are coming to our channel, welcome to our channel. You're really helping us hit our goal, because we had a goal of like earlier this year. If you go back in one of our videos, I'm not sure which video it was, but we set a goal when we were at like 20,000 subscribers earlier this year to hit 100,000 by the end of the year. And that was in like July or something, and we're like almost there. And
I had told him like, don't you think you're aiming a little too high? Like, let's keep it realistic so we can actually hit the goal.
But I got vision, baby.
And now it's really about to happen, so it's really cool. So thank you guys for following along with us. We're excited to share our lives with you.
Yes.
So the beginning of our honeymoon was us, I guess, leaving our wedding. We got in a car with this driver. He drove us to Atlanta, where we stayed in a hotel. And then the next morning, we got up and went to the airport. And this whole time, all the way leading up to the day we left for our honeymoon, I did not know where we were going. So He planned this whole surprise. All I knew was that it was going to be a tropical place, so I knew how to pack. But then that's all that I knew.
To me, that was such a fun idea. So any of you guys that are getting married soon, I encourage you grooms out there to plan the honeymoon and make it a surprise. Try to keep it as a surprise as long as you can. I wish we made it longer, but once we got to the airport gate, it kind of said where we were going. When did you find out? Was it in the gate or in the plane?
It was on the gate, at the gate.
Okay.
But he was giving me hints along the way, and I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, this was a great idea because girls, you spend all this time planning the wedding. Usually it's the girls. So I was like, yes, please just take on the honeymoon and let me like do the wedding, and that way we can just divide and conquer preparing for marriage, because that's what you do too. And I liked that. I didn't have to worry anything about the honeymoon. It was just like ready to go.
Yeah, and talk about analysis paralysis. I was looking at, I spent so many hours trying to find the perfect place for our honeymoon, because it's like you only get this once and you're going to spend money doing it, so why not make it the best possible?
But where did we go?
Well,
we're just like anticipation.
Yeah. Before, where did we go? Where I really wanted to go to the Maldives, if that's how you pronounce it. I think it's Maldives.
But everyone says Maldives.
Maldives.
Yeah. I don't know how to say it.
But the problem with it's such a far trip that it would literally take like a week to recover from that plane trip. So we went somewhere closer, and I narrowed it down to like my top 20, and we ended up going to Turks and Caicos, which was It turned out to be amazing. It was so much fun. It was such a God timing thing because literally the day that we arrived was the first day of the low season. So the place that we bought, the place that we rented, it was like literally half the price, as if we would have arrived one day earlier.
And we got married on April 30th, so then our honeymoon started May 1st. So if you're trying to pick a wedding date, April 30th.
Yeah.
It's a good day. You know what's funny is, I knew we were going to Turks and Caicos, but I had no idea, like, in the world where that was. I've heard of it because my parents have been there, but I've obviously never been there. So I had, like, no idea how long the flight was going to be or where exactly we were going. And I still don't even feel like I know where it is. Like, if you show me a map, I don't know if I can show you. But anyway, it was absolutely beautiful. And we stayed at this place called Villa Amalfi, which was, like, our own little house that... I think I've said in a previous video, that's like the closest I've ever felt to feeling like a Kardashian or something. I felt like famous. It was like the nicest place I've ever stayed in my life.
We splurged a little bit. I'm not saying I felt good necessarily about spending this much money on a honeymoon. But if you guys are interested in going to the exact same place that we went to, I can put the link in the description below. That might be kind of weird, but... Like you could literally.
His friend did it.
Yeah, one of my best friends and his wife stayed in the exact house that we went to, and it was so cool because it wasn't like an all-inclusive like resort type of thing, which is what we wanted. We didn't want that. We wanted like a more private experience. I would have liked like nonstop food and service like that, but we just wanted to get away from the crowds.
And we did it.
Yeah.
There was like nothing. We had to like drive for a long time to get to like where people were.
I know. We were driving, and it was like,
Dirt
are we in the right country? I mean, we were driving on the left side of the road.
Yeah, the right side of the car, the left side of the road.
Yeah, the right side of the car, the left side of the road.
I would say the only downfall, like if I had to think of one negative thing about where we went, to me was the food. I wasn't that big of a fan of the food.
Yeah.
But if you've never had conch fritters, that is like one of my favorite foods, and those were amazing. Sometimes we would just eat those as our whole meal.
Yeah, those conch fritters, I mean, wow, it was incredible. I think we sacrificed on that a little bit to have the more secluded, private experience, but to me it was so worth it because like literally, like you would go to our house. We had like our own private beach, literally.
And pool.
There was nobody out there. There's like 2 other villas on each side of us that people were supposed to be in, but I don't think, was there anyone there?
They were there, they were inside all the time.
Yeah, so it was like we had our own private beach here in Turks and Caicos.
And they provided us like paddle boards and kayaks, and we had our own pool. It was just so nice. And you just walk out the door and like you're on the beach. And it was probably probably top most incredible water I think I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
It was like pristine, just perfectly clear.
One of the adventures that we went on, so we went on a few different like excursions, and one of them was horseback riding through the water. This was like the ultimate horseback riding experience.
And his horse was like this big, beautiful, like commercial looking horse named Thor. And then I had this little tiny horse, like missing hair and stuff, and his name was Patches. Another one that we went on was snorkeling. We're out in the middle of the ocean snorkeling with these other people, but everyone is like very spread out. There's waves, so you can't like, it's not like perfectly flat water, you can't really see.
Yeah, this was one of the most scary moments of my life. I thought I lost Sutton on our honeymoon.
So right when we get married, he has his first scare about me, so you can tell it goes from your side.
Yeah, so we were snorkeling and we were together hanging out, and all of a sudden she's just gone. And I'm like, okay, Sutton, where are you? And I'm like, Sutton. I felt kind of weird because we were in a group. I'm like, Sutton, Sutton, like getting louder and louder. And I'm like, every second was like panicking. And she's just gone. But somehow, you were just like hidden over waves or something?
Yeah, I was not that far away from him, but we were together. And then I just like had to stop. I was getting so tired. And so I just stopped for a second. He kept going and I didn't think anything. I thought that was fine because I could still see him. And then I'm like behind him and I see him like turning around and yelling my name like so panicky. And I was like, I'm right here. But like he couldn't hear me. So just like watching him panic from afar, but I can't like get to him. And finally, he saw me.
We took this boat ride out to like these private islands, and I mean the beaches there are just incredible. The sand and the water.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What did you eat? You ate something nasty.
Oh yeah.
What was it?
I think it was a conch penis or something. I got a little carried away with my conch fritters.
They said it was like an aphrodisiac or something.
Yeah.
And so the guy on the boat was like giving it to the guys who were on their honeymoon, which was you and I think one other guy.
Yeah, it was a like a conch shell. You know, the beautiful conch shells that you listen into. They have like, I guess their genitals or something is what I ate. I don't. It was like this slimy substance that was supposed to get me going.
Did it?
Well, I didn't need any help, so I was already maxed out, I think. I couldn't have gotten any more full throttle. Yeah, so another really funny story was we had like a pool behind our house.
Like there was nobody.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There was nothing to worry about, so we thought.
And it was nice and sunny, and we thought, where else could we lay out with, you know, nothing on?
So don't be specific.
We were laying out there, and all of a sudden, this stinking drone flies right over us, and we're like, "What the?" I'm like getting like things and covering up Sutton, and it was just.
And it just hovers there. They were bound to have like been watching the screen like to see what they were seeing because they did not. It wasn't just like a drive-by. It was like they got over us and like hovered.
Yeah, so we're like just covering up here, just like because if we get up, they're gonna see us, so we're just like.
What is this?
I'm trying to cover you.
Oh.
Man, and they just hover. Yeah, they just. I could just imagine like two little teenage Turks and Caiceans over there, just like.
Caiceans. They're probably on the internet somewhere.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, that was pretty much our honeymoon, and it was awesome. Private. We were there for what, a week?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a week, and then we got back home, revived in love, and went on to start the rest of our lives together.
We came back to staying in our apartment together, so we had never lived together before being married. So it wasn't like a big downer to come back. It was kind of exciting because we knew we were gonna like start our lives together and move in together and just be with each other all the time.
But anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I know it's short and sweet, but if you have questions about our next week video, modesty. What do you want us to cover on modesty? Shoot some questions down below in the comments, and as always, make sure you just subscribe to our channel. Help us hit our 100,000 subscriber goal by the end of the year.
So close.
I know, and you know, it's not about the numbers, but it's really about impacting people's lives. But we thought it'd be a fun little goal to set a bar and see if we could go for it, and we're getting close. All right, well, this is Nate and Sutton sowing seeds of truth, love, and inspiration, one view at a time.
And that was our honeymoon video.